Imagine it is a Tuesday morning, 6 months into your retirement. The house is completely quiet. The coffee is hot. You check your accounts on your tablet, and the numbers are fine. You have enough, but there is a nagging feeling in the back of your mind, a subtle anxiety, not about a catastrophic market crash or a global recession, but a creeping realization that maybe you are doing this wrong. We spend 40 years learning how to build a nest egg. We obsess over the accumulation phase. We read the books, we maximize the matches, and we track the balance. But nobody teaches us how to unspool it safely. And because of that, many smart, hardworking Americans fall into traps. We are not talking about spectacular bankruptcies or losing it all in a wild investment scheme. We are talking about quiet, invisible mistakes that slowly erode wealth and peace of mind over time. Today, we are going to walk through 7 things retirees do that quietly destroy their retirement. Some of these are purely financial, but some of them are deeply psychological. And by the time we reach number 7, you will see why the biggest risk isn't just running out of money. It is running out of time before you figure out what the money was actually for. I am Helen, and number 1 is a trap that catches the most responsible savers of all. Number 1 is the inability to switch gears. Call it the accumulation hangover. For 4 decades, your brain has been rigorously trained to save. Every time you got a raise, you bumped up your 401k contribution. Watching that balance grow year after year was how you measured your success. And more importantly, how you measured your safety. But suddenly, the paychecks stop. And now, you are supposed to do the exact opposite. You are supposed to spend it. For a lot of people, this is absolutely terrifying. I see couples who have saved millions of dollars over decades of hard work, yet they agonize over the price of a dinner out at a local restaurant. They delay that long-planned trip to the national parks, or they refuse to hire someone to clean the gutters because they cannot bear to see their portfolio balance tick down. They live a just-in-case retirement. They hoard their wealth for a rainy day, completely forgetting that they are already in the rainy season. The consequence here isn't going broke. The consequence is reaching your late 80s with a massive bank account and a heartbreaking list of things you wish you had done when your knees still worked. The practical shift here is giving yourself internal permission. You need to establish a safe withdrawal framework. Whether that is a flat percentage or a dynamic guardrail system, you need to calculate a number you can safely pull from your accounts each year. And you must treat that number not as a maximum limit, but as a mandate. That is your new paycheck. Spend it. Number 2 is the exact opposite of hoarding, and it usually happens in the first 24 months. It is the I earned it splurge. After years of grinding through commutes, office politics, and stress, you finally cross the finish line. There is a massive psychological release of pressure. You feel like a kid let out for summer vacation. Except this time, you have a massive bank account. Suddenly, the kitchen needs a $70,000 remodel. The old reliable sedan gets traded in for a luxury SUV. You decide to take the whole extended family on a premium cruise to Alaska. You feel wealthy, you feel free, and you want to celebrate. But going big in those early years carries a massive hidden risk called sequence of returns. If you pull heavy chunks of cash out of your portfolio early on, especially if the stock market happens to be having a bad year or a slight downturn, you permanently damage the compounding engine of your nest egg. Those dollars are gone, and they can never earn money for you again. You are shrinking the foundation of your financial house just as you are moving your furniture in. The practical boundary here is simple. Implement a strict 1-year pause. For the first 12 months of your retirement, make no massive capital purchases. Let the dust settle. Live on your baseline budget. Get a real feel for what your actual Tuesday to Thursday life costs before you start writing massive checks for new countertops or new cars. Number 3 is the all-cash comfort blanket. When you are working and earning a steady income, market volatility is just noise on the evening news. But when you are retired and relying on your portfolio for survival, a market dip feels like a physical threat. To soothe that anxiety, many new retirees panic. They pull their investments out of the market and park a massive chunk of their wealth in cash, standard savings accounts, or short-term certificates of deposit. It feels incredibly safe. The balance never goes down, but that safety is an illusion. While you are avoiding the roller coaster of the stock market, you are being quietly robbed by inflation. Inflation is the silent thief of retirement. If your money is sitting in a low-yield account, its true purchasing power is slowly eroding day by day. Over a 20 or 30-year retirement, the cost of groceries, property taxes, utilities, and healthcare is going to double. Your cash pile will not. The solution isn't to put next month's mortgage payment into a volatile stock market. The solution is to use a bucket strategy. Keep 1 to 3 years of your planned living expenses in cash or cash equivalents. That is your anxiety buffer. It means if the market drops, you never have to sell stocks during a panic to buy your groceries. But the rest of your money needs to stay invested so it can grow, outpace inflation, and fund the later decades of your life. Number 4 brings us to a real turning point, because this is where the math gets surprisingly complicated. It is the random withdrawal habit. Let's say the roof leaks, and you suddenly need $15,000 to fix it. Where do you get that money? A lot of retirees just pull it from whatever account happens to be the largest, or whichever institution is easiest to log into on their phone. But retirement dollars are not all taxed the same. You might have money sitting in a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, and a regular taxable brokerage account. If you just blindly pull a large chunk of money from your traditional IRA, every single dollar of that is treated as ordinary income by the IRS. You might accidentally bump yourself into a higher tax bracket for the year. Worse, you might cross an invisible income threshold that triggers a massive surcharge on your Medicare premiums, effectively penalizing you twice for the same withdrawal. Taxes in retirement are like a giant puzzle, and pulling the wrong piece at the wrong time has cascading effects across your entire financial life. The fix is to have a withdrawal sequence strategy written down before you actually need the money. Know exactly which account acts as your baseline income, which one is designated for emergencies, and which one you leave alone to grow tax-free. Number 5 is the Medicare blind spot. There is a widespread, comforting misconception that once you turn 65, the federal government just handles your health care, and you will never have to worry about medical bills again. But Original Medicare is not a magical shield. It does not cover everything. In fact, it generally does not cover routine dental work, hearing aids, or routine vision care. And most importantly, it does not cover long-term custodial care, like an extended stay in a nursing home or bringing a home health aide into your house to help with daily living. Many retirees assume their out-of-pocket costs will drop the moment they stop working, only to find themselves paying thousands of dollars a year for uncovered prescriptions, surprise specialist fees, or medical equipment. A serious health event can drain a retirement portfolio faster than any stock market crash. You have to factor aggressive healthcare inflation into your financial plan, whether that means budgeting for a comprehensive Medigap policy, building a dedicated health savings reserve that you do not touch for daily expenses, or having a frank family discussion about how you will handle long-term care. Do not let an unexpected medical bill be the thing that dictates your financial freedom. Number 6 is the Social Security reflex. You hit age 62, the paperwork arrives in the mail, and the temptation is absolutely overwhelming. It is your money. You paid into the system your whole working life. The news keeps loudly proclaiming that the trust fund is running out. So, out of fear, instinct, and a desire to get what is yours, you claim your benefits as early as possible. For some people with severe health issues or no other savings, claiming early is absolutely necessary to survive. But for many others, it is a permanent, irreversible mistake. By claiming at 62, you are locking in a drastically reduced benefit for the rest of your life. If you can afford to wait until your full retirement age, or even delay it to age 70, that guaranteed monthly check grows significantly. And here is the detail that catches married couples completely off guard. When one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse inherits the larger of the two Social Security checks, and the smaller one disappears. If the higher earner claims early out of fear, they are permanently reducing the guaranteed income their widow or widower will have to live on for the rest of their life. Do not claim out of panic. Sit down, do a break-even analysis, and treat delaying Social Security as the cheapest longevity insurance you can possibly buy. And finally, number 7, the phantom identity. We spend so much time running the financial numbers that we completely forget to plan the actual life. When you leave a long career, you do not just lose a paycheck. You lose your daily structure. You lose your sense of importance. You lose the built-in, effortless social network of your coworkers. You lose the automatic answer to the question, what do you do? Many high-achieving people retire from something, but they forget to retire to something. They wake up in month 6, staring at a blank calendar, and they instinctively try to apply their old executive habits to the household. Suddenly, they are micromanaging the dishwasher loading technique, or driving their spouse crazy by treating a simple trip to the local hardware store like a hostile corporate takeover. This lack of purpose is dangerous. It leads to depression, marital friction, or aimless, expensive hobbies just to buy a temporary hit of dopamine to fill the void. Quiet wealth isn't just about having money. It is about having a clear sense of what the money is actually funding. You need a new North Star. It might be mentoring younger professionals. It might be volunteering at a local charity. Or it might be mastering a challenging craft. But you have to build a new identity that doesn't require a business card to be valid. Retirement is a completely different season of life. It is not just an extended weekend. The goal isn't just to cross the finish line with the biggest pile of cash possible. The goal is to have the flexibility, the independence, and the peace of mind to actually enjoy the time you spent 40 years buying for yourself. So, your homework for this week is to look at this list and pick just one area to tighten up. Maybe you need to institute the 1-year pause on big purchases. Maybe you need to finally map out your tax-efficient withdrawal strategy. Or maybe you just need to give yourself permission to book that trip to Italy and actually spend a little of what you saved. Which of these 7 traps do you think is the hardest to avoid? Let me know in the comments below. I read as many as I can. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel. We are building a quiet community of people who want to navigate this chapter with clarity and grace. I will see you in the next video.